Now, my name is Svetlana Salovska, and I work in the Admissions and Recruitment Department of EU Business School. EU Business School is a group of international business schools with main campuses in Switzerland, Germany, and Spain. Okay. Now, this presentation is going to last for about 30 minutes, and it is going to be followed by questions. You can ask me questions about our school or also about education in Europe, or business education in English in Europe and in other parts of the world. This presentation has been organized by our leading partner in Sao Paulo, in Brazil, Experimento, Intercambio Cultural, which is an agency we've been working with for many years now. They were established 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago, and they have a number of branches across Brazil. They know EU Business School very well. They have visited our various campuses in Europe, and the truth is that they are fully qualified to answer any of the questions you may have about our school themselves. I'm here only to support them in this. Now, I would like to provide you with some brief introduction about our school, about our various campuses, the programs that we offer, and the programs which, in my opinion, can be especially interesting for Brazilian students. Now, some quick facts about our school. EU Business School was founded in 1973, more than 40 years ago, in Switzerland. It's a Swiss business school. It's, of course, internationally accredited and top ranked, and we offer bachelor's, master's, and MBA programs in English. All of the programs that we offer are delivered in English, and the curriculum is very similar or the same in all of the different campuses that we have across Europe. And this is the reason why students can not only choose any of the various locations that we have, but they can also transfer between these various locations. So you can start your studies, let's say, in Barcelona, and continue in Munich and finish in Geneva. EU Business School has main campuses in Switzerland, Germany, and Spain, Geneva, Munich, and Barcelona. I'm myself based in Barcelona, but we recruit students internationally, and we also recruit students for all of our main campuses. So through us and through our representatives here in Sao Paulo, Experimento, you can actually apply to any of our various campuses across Europe. Now, why study at EU? There are many reasons why you should choose education at EU Business School, apart from the obvious ones: the quality of education that we provide and the fact that we are internationally accredited and top ranked. I would also like to mention that the education that we offer is very practical, very hands-on, and it prepares you for the real business world. This we do through a focus on cases. Our students do lots of case studies, and this we do through the fact that we recruit faculty with practical experience. More than 80% of all of our faculty members are working professionals, business leaders who have a wealth of managerial experience themselves, which they can bring to the classroom. And also the fact that we organize a number of activities and industrial visits for our students, which give them a first-hand perspective on how a business works. As part of our curriculum, we have visits to companies which take place at least once per month, and we take our students to visit large multinational companies in any of the cities where we are based. And sometimes we even organize field trips to important business centers worldwide. For example, recently we organized a field trip to New York and Milan, because there was a fashion design event last spring there. And last year we took our students to Shanghai, the year before we took them to Dubai, and so on. Every year we organize events like this for all of our students. But apart from this, once a month we organize visits to the companies which are based in Barcelona, Geneva, or Munich, or nearby. Okay. Now, the main campuses that we have are in Switzerland, Germany, and Spain. However, we also work with a number of universities in America, in North America, Latin America, South America, and also in Asia. And this allows our students to obtain a truly global experience and to become citizens of the world upon graduation from EU. Our main partners are based in London, New York, Boston, and Los Angeles, and we run different kinds of cooperation agreements with them. But these agreements in general allow our students to obtain a second UK or US degree while studying either with us on campus in Europe or going to London, New York, Boston, or Los Angeles for their second degree. I will later on I will get back to how exactly these cooperation agreements work. I would like to briefly discuss our bachelor's programs just for your information. Our bachelor's programs are all business related, and we have programs in business administration, communications and PR, tourism, international relations, sports management, business finance, and family business management, and several other majors, digital media management, and others. As you can see, all of them are related to management, business, and economics. And the first year, what is important here um, to highlight is that the first year is the same for all majors, and it's only during years 2 and 3 that students specialize is in any of these fields, for example, in the field of finance, or in the field of digital media management, or in the field of international relations. So if you at this point don't really know what you should do, what you would like to study, and what you would like to work in the next 30 years of your life, calm down, chill down, it will be all right, it's normal. Most of the students, when they apply, they don't really know exactly what they want to study. And this is the reason why it's good to choose a school or university which gives you the opportunity to change your mind. During the first year of our bachelor, students study a little bit of everything, a little bit of communications, a little bit of PR, a little bit of business law, a bit of management, a bit of finance, and then they can choose what is right for them. They can make a more qualified decision about the right field for them, and then they can specialize during the second and third year of their studies. They can specialize in this field. Our bachelor's programs are only 3 years, 6 semesters. 6 or 7 semesters, depending on the program, but only 3 years. I know that in Brazil, bachelor's programs usually take 4, sometimes even 5 or 6 years if you're studying law or medicine. But in Europe, as a rule, bachelor's programs, because of legislation, because of some changes in legislation which took place about 15 years ago, most of the bachelor's programs, most of the university programs at the bachelor's level in Europe take only 3 years to complete, which is very nice because with your Brazilian high school diploma, after 12 years of studies here in Brazil, you can already join our bachelor's and in only 3 years complete your university degree. Okay, and as I mentioned before, we also work with a number of universities in the UK and in the US, for example, the University of Roehampton, which is based in London, Pace University, which is based in New York and Manhattan, Fisher College, which is based in Boston, right in the city center, and the University of California, Riverside, which is our main partner on the West Coast. And we run dual degree agreements with these universities, which allow our students to obtain 2 accredited degrees in only 3 years. How? You study in Europe for 5 semesters, which is 2 years, and then you go to the States, for example, to New York, or to Los Angeles, or to Boston, for 1 more year, 2 semesters, and this way, in only 3 years, 7 semesters, you can obtain 2 two degrees, a bachelor's from EU, which is a Swiss degree, a Swiss internationally accredited degree awarded by EU Business School, and also a US accredited degree awarded by one of our partner universities. Now, this is, I think this can be also an interesting opportunity for Brazilian students, because I know that the US and Canada are top study abroad destinations for you. But I also know that the cost of education in the States is very high. And bachelor's programs in the States, as you know, are 4 years, like in Brazil. So if you actually undertake this program, this dual degree program with us, with EU Business School, you can get the best of both worlds. You can get a Swiss degree in Europe, and you can also get an American degree in only 1 year, 2 semesters. So this is a very, I believe this is a very price-wise and in terms of experience, it's a very good option for many students from Brazil. I would also like to bring to your attention the fact that if you're already studying at a university here in Brazil, you can join us for a semester abroad or a year abroad program. And your home university will transfer the credits that you obtain with us, as long as, of course, they count towards your degree here in Brazil. But you can come and study with us for only 1 semester. 1 semester at EU takes 3.5, 4 months to complete. The fall semester at EU starts in October, finishes the end of January. The spring semester, our spring semester, starts in February and usually finishes the end of May. Most of the Brazilian students come for the February semester. And they stay with us for 1 semester. Many of them like it so much that afterwards they actually transfer to EU and complete their program with us. But this is a very good opportunity because in 1 semester, in 4 months, you have enough time to experience lifestyle in Europe, to pick up some foreign languages, or to brush up your Spanish, French, or German if you speak them, to improve your English, of course, because this is language of instruction in TU, and also to obtain some grades towards your degree here in Brazil. Now, I would also like to discuss the MBA programs that we offer. Our MBA is only 1 year, 3 terms, and just like at the bachelor's level, the first 2 semesters are the same for all majors, and they provide the general courses in economics and business. And then the third term, the third semester, provides the specialization in, for example, international business or international marketing, finance and banking, leisure and tourism, entrepreneurship, leadership, e-business, and so on. HR is a good major as well. So if you at this point are not sure what major you would like to undertake at TU, it's okay, because the first 2 terms will be the same, and they will give you knowledge and also skills in various functional fields of business and economics. And then you can choose whatever you like best for the third term, for the specialization term at EU. I think it's important to mention that bachelor students at EU study from Monday to Thursday from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And on Fridays, we have these industrial visits to companies, which are part of the curriculum and which are mandatory for all students. Whereas MBA students or master students study in the evening. So the program is designed for working professionals. MBA students study from 6 to 9 or from 7 to 10. This actually allows them to work during their studies, and in Spain and in Germany, students have the opportunity to work part-time legally. So I would encourage all of the, in fact, 70% of all of our MBA students work during their studies. And I would encourage all of you to look into this possibility. Not only this, but also our graduates from EU Munich have the possibility to obtain a job seekers visa for Germany upon graduation, and they can reside, live, and work in Germany for up to 18 months after they finish their studies with us. This is something which the German government allows to any students who have graduated from accredited programs in Germany. Okay. Now I can see that there is a question here about the English level requirement. And if you can study English at EU, yes, you can study English at EU. So we require students in general for our bachelor's programs to have an IELTS of 6 or a TOEFL of 80 or an equivalent. This is upper intermediate advanced, okay, English. And at the master's level, the requirements are a bit higher. It's a TOEFL of 6.5 or an IELTS of 90. And this is advanced or proficiency, right? Now, if your level is a little bit lower than this, we have an English foundation course which lasts only 12 weeks, 3 months, and you can do it. You can start it in October, February, or June. There are 3 intakes for this course. It is scheduled in such a way that once you finish your studies, you can immediately join a bachelor's or a master's program of your choice. And this English Foundation program basically will prepare you for the degree program that you want to undertake at EU. So if your English is intermediate now, if your IELTS is, for example, 5, then or 4.5, then you can actually do this program with us, improve your English, and then join a bachelor's or a master's with us. You can also do this even if you are taking just a semester abroad, just a study abroad program with us. You can still do the English Foundation first. Okay, anything else? What kind of support from you can I have in order to find a place to stay during my studies? Well, we have an accommodation office at each of our campuses, which actually helps students to obtain accommodation. The procedure is the following. First, you have to apply through our partners, Experimento, and afterwards, once you apply, once you send us your complete application package, we're going to review it and evaluate it. If you accept it, then you're going to receive acceptance letters with which you can apply for a student visa. And once you accept it, you can already start the accommodation search process. Actually, this is something in which we provide support. As I said, we have several people working in the accommodation department, and we work with a number of residencies in each of our campuses in Barcelona, Geneva, or Munich. So we work with several student residencies, and we also work with real estate agencies, because some students prefer to rent flats instead of staying in a student residence. Either way, you're not going to be left alone, and we're going to help you find accommodation which is within your budget in Barcelona, Geneva, or Munich. So the idea is that you let us know approximately your budget until, for example, you can tell us, I can spend not more than 500 or 600 euros on accommodation per month. And then we are going to start looking for a flat or a student residence close to the university within this budget. In reality, Barcelona, Geneva, and Munich are very small cities compared to any of the major cities in Brazil. So all of these student residences or flats are very close to our schools. They are either within walking distance or within 20 minutes by public transport, which again, I think for anybody living in Sao Paulo is very close. Now, there is another question regarding the 18-month work permit in Germany. If I attend one semester, am I eligible? No, if you attend just one semester, you're not eligible to work in Germany, to obtain the job seekers visa. It's called the job seekers visa. It's awarded only to graduates of German universities or accredited programs in Germany. Okay, so you have to get a degree, but you can get a degree if you study with us for only 2 semesters or 3 semesters as well. This is also a possibility, because if you're currently studying at university in Sao Paulo, let's say, you can transfer to EU. If you're studying economics or business, probably many of the courses that you're studying will be transferred, and then yes, then in maybe, I'm not saying, I mean, because I cannot really guarantee that in 2 semesters or 3 semesters you will be able to obtain our degree. It will depend on the program that you're currently doing, and also on your grades, because we have obviously requirements for this. But in general, you may be able to complete our degree in shorter period of time. But in 1 semester, it's impossible. After only 1 semester, it's impossible to obtain this job seekers visa for Germany. And then there was in the beginning another question. Yeah, sorry. I think I did something. No, this one. If I don't have TOEFL, do you have any English test from you? Yes, we do. Yes. If you don't have TOEFL or IELTS or Cambridge or Pearson's or an equivalent, if you don't have an international English language certificate, and you still want to apply to EU, you can sit our own internal English test at Experimento's office here in Sao Paulo or in other cities in Brazil. And on the basis of this test, you can actually get accepted to EU, because our test is equivalent to TOEFL or IELTS. It has a written part which takes 2 hours. Sometimes it takes less if your English is good. And then we have a short interview, which we conduct usually by Skype or by telephone, which takes 5 to 10 minutes maximum, in order to check your oral English as well. So on the basis of this internal English test, you can actually access our programs. And there was in the beginning, there was another question here in the beginning. Bruna, I'm very interested in attending the study abroad program. I'm finishing high school in Brazil this year, and I would like to know if I'm eligible to apply for a semester in Barcelona. In order to apply for the study abroad program, you have to be actually enrolled in a university in Brazil. So if you're just finishing high school, you can apply to our bachelor's degree program. And if you don't like it, you can leave after 1 semester. But usually people like it, and even if they come to study with us for only 1 semester, they actually stay longer. Yesterday I met a boy from here, from Brazil, from Sao Paulo, who has applied. He's currently studying law at one of the universities here in Sao Paulo, and he has applied to our program in Barcelona, and he told me that he sold his car in order to pay for his tuition and other expenses. So and he actually he came because a friend of his stayed with us for a semester last year, and although he was also studying law, his friend said that everything that he studied at EU was very practical and he could use it because he's also working. He could use it in his job here in Sao Paulo, and it was very useful, and it really helped him a lot. It developed his communication skills, negotiation skills, people skills, presentation skills, improved his English. He also learned some Spanish on the way, so he was very satisfied, and I was very very happy to meet this guy. His name is Lucas, and we support such students, of course, very much. Now, I just wanted to mention that at the master's level, students also have the opportunity to obtain 2 degrees, just like at the bachelor's level. And you can obtain a Swiss internationally accredited MBA issued by EU Geneva, and also you can obtain a UK state accredited degree issued by University of Roehampton. This possibility is available at all of our main campuses in Switzerland, Germany, and Spain. So in only 1 year, 3 terms, you can already graduate with 2 MBA degrees or an MBA and the master's, whatever you're qualified for, and sometimes if you're qualified for both, whatever you prefer. Okay. Now, finally, I would like to mention that we have alumni and career services offices in each of our campuses. And we have these offices, they provide assistance to all of our current students and alumni in finding internships or in finding full-time jobs upon graduation. This can be in Europe or it can be globally, because we recruit from more than 80 different countries worldwide. And also our students, after they graduate, some of them, they go back to their home countries. Others stay in Europe to work, but others, they go to work somewhere else. For example, we had this student from recently, like last year, we had this student from Germany who finished his bachelor's with us in Barcelona, and now he's working for the German Chamber of Commerce in Shanghai, in China. Or we had this student from Iceland who also studied with us in Barcelona. I know more about Barcelona because I'm working there, and she's now working in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, and she's from Iceland. I know that we have had students from Brazil, from Sao Paulo, Rio, Curitiba, other cities, and these students are now working in the States. So I think one of the main advantages of BU Business School is the fact that you study business from a global perspective, not only from the textbooks, not only from the professors, but also from the other students. And upon graduation, you will be ready to find a job, not just in Brazil and not just in the country where you studied, but anywhere else in the world, because what we teach is very relevant for the business of today. Now, I would like to. I can talk more about you, but I think it will be nicer. It will be maybe better if you ask me questions. And thank you very much for your time and for your attention. I'm available for questions now. Any questions related to EU or business education in Europe, I'll be happy to answer. Okay? Feel free to ask me. Let me see here. There are some questions. Marcello. About the work permit. Marcello, also the English level. The study abroad program. And then Talifa, what kind of support? Paulo, if I don't have TOEFL, do you have English test? Well, I think I have answered all of your questions so far. Any other questions? No? Well, thank you once again for your time. And if you happen to have questions at a later stage, feel free to contact our official representatives in Sao Paulo and in Brazil, Experimento. Thank you. Thank you for your support. All the best. Bye.